Is it fair to say that the vaccine is the only way that we are going to get out of this, given that the World Health Organization's chief scientist still maintains, look, there is plenty of evidence that taking the vaccine, gives you some cover from the worst effects of COVID-19. But in terms of the data about transmissibility and about how infectious one is, we're not yet there yet, are we?
No, we don't know whether the vaccines will actually stop somebody being infected, not having any symptoms, and certainly not being sent into hospital. But we don't know whether they might have the virus growing in their nose, for example, and they're still infectious to close contacts. We don't know that. That will take a while to work out. We will find it out, but it'll take a time. And clearly, historical experience suggests that vaccines are not the only answer to seeing a virus off. And we learned that really over many years with smallpox, that we had a very good vaccine for many, many, many years. But that alone was not enough. We still had to have the sort of equivalent of social distancing and putting people into quarantine and chasing contacts and having a good contact tracing system and so on, as well as a vaccine. And the two together saw the virus off permanently. But one by itself wasn't enough. And I think that will be the same with this virus, that just relying on the vaccine alone won't be enough. We'll obviously have to have a degree of control through the traditional methods that we're all now sadly unfamiliar with. And of course, we have to chase up any outbreaks, which one would hope would be quite, restricted geographically. I'm not saying small, because this virus specializes in causing big ones. Just remember what happened when the students went back to university in the autumn. The virus really had a very happy time. Fortunately, most of the folk infected weren't seriously ill. But you can't even guarantee that the younger people are not going to have a hard time with the virus. So I think it's going to be a mixed approach. Clearly, we won't be having drastic sort of closure of all non-essential shops and all that kind of thing when we get to the point of getting the case numbers down. But on the other hand, we will have to be very careful until we've really got the case numbers down to microscopic levels before we can relax.